Yeah, it's a time of year that we all start fundraising for a reason. For some reason, through the last few years, you've been a little bit of a legend of the fundraising community, and people like myself and many others would really like to know, how do you do it? How do you each year come back and are able to get the message across and have people sponsor and donate for the cause? It's actually quite impressive.
Thanks, Pat. Look, for me, I just do it by emailing my mates. So I jump on, I create a page, upload some photos, usually some photos of me on the bike, make sure I, fill out that story, customise that message, and then I just send an email to everyone. I just copy the link from the top of the page, put it in an email it to everyone I know. The key for me probably is to make sure that email is talking about the reason I ride, that it kind of touches on the emotion. It's not just saying, just do this because. My reason for riding is my mum. My mum died of cancer when I was a young guy, and so, I write an email to my friends and say, hey, lots of you have never met my mum, but she was really important to me and she died from cancer, so this is why I'm riding. I tell them how much I love their sponsorship. Tell them how easy it is, that they can donate online, that they'll get a tax receipt sent straight to them. I usually try and send my first email about, November, December, usually sometime in November, and say to people, hey, I'm doing this at Tour Down Under, get on and support me if you can. And then I make sure that every time I see a donation come through, I send people a quick email and say, hey, saw you donated, thanks heaps. Make sure I want to thank people. And then in January, probably about the 10th or so, about a week or so, a couple of weeks before it all starts, I'll send another email to the same group of people, to everyone again. I'll thank the people who've donated, say, hey, thanks for those who've donated. And for those who haven't, I'll tell them there's still time. Put the link in again and say, look, there's still time, jump on, give me a donation. And I find that gives me a sort of a second hit, because there's a lot of people who see the first email, but it's before Christmas and all that sort of stuff. They don't get around to it. But when January comes, tour's just around the corner, it's starting to be in the paper and those sorts of things, and then people will go, oh yeah, that's right, I meant to donate to you, and so I get a big kind of boost by sending that second email in January.
No, that sounds really persuasive to me. What about those people, some of us, like myself possibly even, we have only a small emailing list. Are there any other tips, for people that don't really have a large emailing list?
Yeah, it's good. You use Facebook and stuff like that. You put it up on there if that's the way you connect with people, or with Twitter. But also use your friends. If you've got a spouse or a partner, I'll get my wife. I'll say to her, oh, look, can you email your friends too? Can you say, hey, this is what Matt's doing? So ask, if you're not real social, but your partner is, and lots of us blokes are like that, get your partner to send it out on your behalf, because I get lots of sponsors, not just through me, but through my partner as well. So that's a good way to do it too.
Yeah, that's actually something I didn't think about, is using other people to get your message across. If you only have a small emailing list, and or maybe you don't have many friends, but you could use other people who do have a larger network, and then feed off them, and they could all potentially be some extra fundraising for your own page. And any other tips regarding fundraising? What sort of activities could do during the December, January period? Is it sometimes polite to ask people come around for a barbecue and gold coin donation?
Yeah, you can do that sort of thing. You can, Christmas, you can have a bit of fun with it at Christmas and say, hey, look, instead of giving me a gift this Christmas, how about jump on and make a donation? I know a couple of mates of mine have said, hey, I'll wax my legs. I've never done this before. If that's the kind of cyclist you are, and a couple of guys who are just getting into it, and said, hey, look, you raise the money and I'll wax my legs, so you can have a bit of fun with it like that. I know one super competitive cyclist who rides a long distance, and he said, look, riding tour once isn't enough. If you sponsor me and I make $1,000, he's going to ride it twice. He's going to ride up to Down Under and ride back and ride double the distance, 250 k's in a day. So you can think about things like that, that your friends might say, oh, look, we know they can ride 130 k's easy, but 260 Ks in a day,
Yeah.
you know, that's doing it. So just think about your friends and what, you know, what's going to be of interest to them, you know, and take advantage of that if you can.
Do you think that for most people, would it be realistic to possibly even approach some larger businesses and corporations, or is that something that you know, you wouldn't do, or is it just worth having a go, really?
It's definitely worth it. Talk to people at work. Talk to not just the guys you work with, but talk to the boss. Lots of workplaces, they might dollar match your donation, so they'll say, hey, look, they might make a donation up front, or they might say, look, Matt, whatever you raise by January, the company will put in and donate. You know, donate the same amount. So definitely worth asking, but not just the people you work with, but ask your suppliers or your customers, or, you know, people like that. A lot of people love that little bit of personal connection at work, and to say, look, you know, I know we, you know, we buy stuff off you all the time, but yeah, you know, I'll jump online and I'll donate $50 to your to Right for a Reason. Put $50 on your page. You know, the sponsors, the name of your donors and sponsors come up, so the company can get a little bit of, you know, a little bit of positive promotion that way too.
Well, thanks very much.